Alright, here we go. Testing. No, no need to test anymore. We're all done testing. This is just actual recording for the benchmark of... so this is Starfield running on... Hi everyone, my name is Ricky. Welcome to Nantum Tech. Here at Nantum Tech, hi everyone, welcome to Nantum Tech. My name is Ricky. I created Nantum Tech as a way for me to showcase the systems that I sell. I want to start PC building business, and I want to take you guys along for the ride, and also for anybody who's interested on perhaps purchasing one of the systems in the future. You guys can use this as a reference to get an idea of the kind of performance that you can expect out of the games. I pride myself in honesty and telling it like it is, and this is exactly the kind of performance you can expect out of the system. I'm gonna create the edited version of this benchmark, but there's also going to be the full version on my personal channel if you're interested in watching it. So today we're running on Starfield. Let me just get the system specs up. Okay, so starting with the CPU. Today we're running the Intel Core i5-9400F paired with 16 gigabytes of RAM, running on dual channel with XMP enabled, running at 2067 megahertz per transfer. Now, sometimes you might purchase RAM and see that it's rated at 3200 megahertz. As a matter of fact, the one that's in here is rated at 200 megahertz, at 3200 megahertz. I'm sorry, but it seems like the motherboard. So it depends on the motherboard whether it's gonna even give you the option to do that or not. Okay, so here we go. So I started off the run on Vectera because in Starfield you get two big different sets of sort of like locations throughout the game where you can interact with the character. You get the New Atlantis and pretty much everywhere else. So let's go over the specs. So we're going, let's start off with the Ultra preset. And immediately here at Vectera it drops down to 29-30 frames per second. But the good thing about Starfield is that it's perfectly playable with this kind of frame rate. Let's go back and forth in the base, see if we can replicate the performance. Yeah, I know that Lynn wants to talk to me. She's very excited about being recruited as part of my crew. She doesn't know that I'm actually not playing the game right now. Although I have beat the game before. To anybody who hasn't played this game, I recommend it. You need to give it a chance when you're playing Starfield, because it's a story-driven game. At least the main story, I think, is pretty good. I usually don't tend to continue grinding the games after the main story is done. Just primarily focus on the main story and move on to different games. There's so many titles out there. Okay, so let's do silent non-video benchmark. Take that off.
Scan complete. You are cleared to land at New Atlantis.
Okay, very good. So if you are Jameson would actually give you the best possible reference as far as the worst case scenario inside Starfield, as far as how the 1070 Ti will perform. We're running on an Intel Core i5 9th gen, and it's the entry level version of the CPU. So if you notice on the upper left hand corner on the overlay, we have the CPU, which includes temperature, the percentage allocated to the game, and the wattage of the CPU being used at the moment. So keep an eye on that, and you'll see that this game doesn't actually need a very fast CPU. This is primarily driven by the GPU that you have. As long as you have something that can run Windows 11, it can run Starfield. Okay, now we're going into Jameson, and I'm gonna pick just nice generic spot where I can test the performance and check the different presets back and forth. Okay, there we go. This is a great place to start. Oh, I have Vasco as a companion.
I am
Hi,
told
Vasco.
that Jemison's conditions almost
This is very
perfectly
early in the
mimic
game,
Earth's,
so
centuries before its
Vasco is
destruction.
gonna be, spoiler alert, it's gonna be the first companion that you're gonna have in this game. As with any game, you're gonna see sometimes it takes a minute for all the textures to load, so you might end up with stutters like that from time to time. That's normal. Just give it a minute, they'll go away. Okay, very good. So let's switch it over to very good. So this is Starfield Jameson under Ultra preset. I feel like they've improved the performance of the game, because even on Ultra preset, mind you, the graphics card is completely maxed out, of course, but we're still able to get at least 20-21 FPS, very close to a cinematic experience. But don't expect any earth-shattering FPS on this game, and
The embassy district is a
mind you, 27 FPS is perfectly reasonable, if you really, but alright, so here's the launch, and we're gonna do this without the camera. Alright, here we go.
Wish that bartender at the viewport would stop complaining to security. I don't know what she lost, but she won't get it back by annoying us.
Okay, very good. So yeah, with a good solid like 30, 24 FPS, 27. It had covers between like 20 and 30. It's respectable. It's a decent performance. Let's switch over to the high preset. Like I said, I'm only going to test down to the medium preset because anything below that is just, it's going to look too bad. And I certainly don't recommend it. 60 barely climbs, and CPU and GPU temperatures are and percentages are essentially the same. I know there's a ton. This is very early in the game, so at this point we still haven't talked to. We haven't even. We've done.
Chief Diplomat
At this point, we've done like one mission from the main story, so this is very early in the game. So you don't have to worry about any spoilers or anything for that matter at this point. Okay, very good. Now let's do silent version.
Hello. Return soon.
Is that your ship that landed not too long ago?
Yeah, I mean once the shaders load up, the high preset can yield 40 FPS, so that's a little bit better on Jameson. And now let's take a look at the medium preset. I wouldn't go any further down than the medium preset with the 1070 Ti because it can handle it. And anything below that, the game just doesn't look great. But I am going to show you guys how it looks like going down to the lowest preset, just for the sake of completion. So at medium, at the medium preset, the FPS climbs up to approximately 50 FPS. So you know this is much better. The frame rate graph and the frame time chart are pretty stable, so all in all it's a pretty good experience. If I was to play this game, which I'm actually not gonna play this game because I already beat it, but if I was to play this game again, I would probably play it at these settings myself. Gives the card gets a chance to go down to 94%, 80% from time to time, and the temperatures are much better, and it just feels like the system is taking less of a beating by rendering so many textures and frames. Alright, very good. So let's very good. So let's switch over to the medium preset. Oh no, wait. This was a medium preset. Okay, let's switch over to the low preset. Just for a much quicker comparison, but I'm hoping it comes across as like how grainy and just not so great details. They kind of go away, and especially when you see boss go on an angle, because it's clear they prioritize the front so that way you can talk to him and have an idea of what he looks like. But outside of that, it just looks really rough. And yes, we do get a marginal bump up in FPS, but I don't even see it climbing above 70, above 60. I'm sorry. I don't even see it climbing above 60, so I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. Let's switch it back to medium. Hi, Bosco. And there we go. That is the test for Starfield running on an NVIDIA GeForce 1070 Ti. Thank you for watching Nonantum Tech. My goal at Nonantum Tech is both to test the system that I have available for sale, just to give you an idea of the kind of performance that you can expect, but also to try to help anybody who's interested in getting into PC building to get into this fun hobby, because I think it's great. It's so much fun. It's like adult Legos. That's the best way to describe it. So this was the CyberPower PC with an Intel Core i5-9400F paired with 16 gigabytes of RAM running on dual channel with XMP enable, and today we're pairing it with the NVIDIA GeForce 1050 Ti from MSI. This is titanium version. Here are some of the specs. So we have the Intel Core i5-9400F paired with 16 gigabytes of RAM running on dual channel with XMP enable, running at 2067 megahertz, and we're pairing it with an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 Ti. I'm running everything on the stock drivers. Those are the latest drivers released out of as of June. These are the latest drivers released as of June 2024. And yeah, overall, I say the 1070 Ti can handle the task, and Starfield is a pretty demanding game, so that just gives you an idea of the kind of performance that the system puts out, and it's a card that has been around for a very long time. Alright, and in case you guys are curious, the GeForce GTX 1070 Ti was released on November 2nd, 2017. Alright, very good. Well, thank you so much for watching Nonantum Tech. I really hope you guys consider subscribing. Leave me any comment. Thank you so much for watching Nonantum Tech. My name is Ricky. I really hope you guys consider subscribing and leaving me any comments with any feedback that you'd consider, or any games you'd like me to test. I'll do my best to get them to get them tested. I'm gonna switch the channel over to primarily focusing on testing the systems that I build, but I have a small collection of graphics cards that I can test. So if you go into my channel and just take a look at a couple of the systems that I've tested recently, you can get an idea of the kind of the cards that I have. As of now, we have available the RX 470, the RX 570, both of them the 4GB variants. We have the GTX 960 4GB variant, and now we have the new member of the crew, the GeForce 1070 Ti. This is the 8GB variant. In any case, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye bye for now.